Alright, so we'll do King's Quest 2 here. So okay. So King's Quest 1. Now I've played all the King's Quests. I'm 32 years old. I grew up with King's Quest 1, Space Quest 1, Police Quest 1, Eco Quest 1, Leisure Suit Larry 1, all of the 1 games that are all Sierra point and click adventure games. I kind of grew up playing them. Oh, I'm so excited I'm going to leave. I gotta go say hi to someone else. Alright, that's fine. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate you, Paint Gems. We'll see you later. So, they actually re-released. This is King's Quest 2. This game was originally done in EGA, okay? This game did not used to look like this. Like here.
The whole...
Dust out.
You son of a bitch.
Dust out.
Okay. This is what this game used to look like. Okay? This is like the EGA version. Okay, right there. Right there. Look at that. Okay? That's the original EGA version of King's Quest 2. I don't know if they did. Did they do a King's Quest 2 SCI? Yes, they did. Okay. So now look at this. They upgraded. It's a little bit better. Ah. I just saw it in there. Okay, it's like right there. Hold on. Let me see if that was it. Oh! It was there for like a flash. We can get it this time. Okay. So that... Okay, so here you go. Okay? So on the left is the EGA version of the game. On the right is the SCI version of the game. Which, you know, it's not leaps and bounds better, but you can tell just King Graham alone looks different. Okay? So they re-released the game with better graphics. Those are the only two that I knew of. So keep that in mind. And now this one. What's up, Jetbox? Now look at that. Look at those graphics. How nice is that? So much better. So much better. This is the VGA. This is a third-party company. This is not Sierra.
Truly wish to see.
This is not... We beat Doki Doki while you were gone. We just beat it like 5 minutes ago. What do you mean K-bye? K-bye what?
Hey, hey, my heart's beating when I'm hanging out with you. Why does my heart ache?
So wait a second. So you show up, you give me a bit, you say play my song. If you didn't think I was gonna play it, so if I don't play it, you're just gonna leave because you don't get what you want. Come on.
When I hear you feel the same way too. just like a Sunday. It's sweet every time I teach you something new. Is this by chance or fate? Whenever it's just me and you. Don't get the wrong idea. When we touch, you'll never be enough. Is it way too much if you had to choose just one of us? Tell me, please. Is this what I think or is it just me? Don't wake me up from this sweet little dream where we'll be together forever. We're never gonna be apart. Will it be okay if I express my love for you this way? No matter what you do or what you say, we'll be together forever. We're never gonna be apart. We're never gonna be apart. Hey, hey, when I'm next to you, I don't know what to do. Why does it feel so great when our eyes meet out of the blue? I'm sorry, I said too much. The way you're right, even when you don't have a clue. I wanna hear you say this love that I am feeling is true. Tasty love, something I want more of. Will it make a cut if you have to choose just one of us? Shall I leave you be? If you love, if I can set you free, and even if it's not reality, let's be together forever. We're never gonna be apart. How can I convey my love for you before they fly away? I think about it all day, every day. How we'll be together forever. We're never gonna be apart. One by one, they only fall apart. Can it be undone? Why can't I just be the one for once? We'll be together forever. We're never gonna be apart. Maybe we'll never be together, but forever you know. Tell me, please. Is this what I think or is it just me?
Pretty cool.
Sweet little dream where we'll be together forever. We're never gonna be apart.
Pretty cool. But yeah, let's get back to King's Quest. Thanks for sharing, Jetbox. I appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out in the stream and throwing the follow down. We listened to a couple songs that you want us to listen to. But yeah, we're going to see about getting some King's Quest 2 done now because we got to try and beat this game before Fallout comes out. And then after we beat this, we got to beat Leisure Suit Larry 1. But Camping Carl, you still here? No. Yeah, so Camping Carl, we're going to play Leisure Suit Larry 1 after this, the reloaded one. The one they just released a couple years ago. But this is the VGA version. A company called AGD Interactive re-released a few games. There's a handful of them, of like the King's Quest shit. I think it's the King's Quest, maybe Space Quest I saw on there, or Quest for Glory, something like that. And they re-released them in VGA, dude. They re-released them like the graphics like this, VGA. King's Quest didn't actually get to VGA till like maybe King's Quest 5 or 6. And we're on King's Quest 2 right now. Playing a VGA version of it. It's awesome. I'd say we're right about halfway through with King's Quest 2. Kalima.
You offer the Nightingale to Angelina. The sheer elation on her face almost
Voice
makes the
acting.
whole risk worth the while. She snatches it from you and proceeds to fuss over the bird. You wait for a moment, but it seems she no longer notices you.
If you don't mind, about the lamp you promised me in trade for the Nightingale?
The shopkeeper looks up at you vaguely. She gradually remembers that there is another being in her world.
Yes? Oh, yes, take it. You'll have no beginning of use with it.
Don't you mean no end of use?
Of course. Whatever you say, dear.
You hear Angelina muttering cheer.
Finally, I have the final ingredient for that marvelous... I'm going to beat you to the punch, my dear Agatha. Serves you right for hoarding this sweet...
You feel a nauseous tinge in your... You take...
Yeah, that's not very cool at all. Wait a second.
An expensive-looking statue catches your eye. It is sculpted of white marble and appears to be the only item of any real value within the shop. You find it quite odd that this grand statue is situated amongst other ordinary items of far less value.
Alright. So we should be able to touch the lamp and get the genie out.
You rub the lamp and wait expectantly, but nothing happens. You're about to give it another try when a small puff of smoke appears at the end of the spout. It clears, revealing a note. As you remove it, the lamp disappears. You read the scroll.
Stand silent, the man who guards below. Nibor Simoil.
Upon closer examination, you discover that the statue hides a small latch. You flip the latch and watch in amazement as a trap door opens up from the floor. If you wish to close the placing your grubby hand, you close the you see a color. Several large items have a tangled mass of jewelry, and you see. You read the As you pick up the carpet, you notice a small label which reads, Property of Al Din. There might be a faded letter or two in there, but you cannot be sure.
Aladdin.
Above you, from the back room, you discern Angelina's voice.
I did it! I did it! The youth potion is finally finished. All I need to do now is drink it.
What's up, Pink Gems?
Angelina, show yourself, you scurvy wench.
Agatha? My dear! What an unexpected surprise.
Don't you play the fool with me. I know you stole it.
Stole? Really, I do not know.
Silence. For your lies and deceit, there can be only one consequence.
No, please. I can explain.
I said silence. Oh, and one more thing.
So this is King's Quest 2, but this is the VGA version.
To join us is revoked. What is this? Ah, the youth potion at last. Oh no. Drat. Now what was that spell for removing floorboards? Curses. I shall have to go back and look it up.
So this is the VGA version of King's Quest 2.
You fish around in the pile of dust.
So originally there was an EGA version of the game, then they released an SCI version of the game, and then this third party, that was all Sierra, this third party company called AGD Interactive released the game, and everything is pretty much the same in them, in the games.
You open the trapdoor ever so slightly and peer into the room above. Agatha is nowhere to be seen. You make your exit from the basement.
And so now what they've done is, we've got better graphics, right?
If you wish to place,
I don't care about flipping the damn thing.
you close the trap.
Oh, there we go, dumbass. But yeah, so now there's not a text parser interface like there was in the first game, and now it's like all 100% mouse. You can still use the keyboard, the arrows, but yeah, it's pretty sweet. Got potion. So, but yeah, this is King's Quest 2. So I just found out that there was that the VGA games existed. So I actually just played the VGA version of King's Quest 1 yesterday, which I put on my YouTube's youtube.com/DukeMoney63, and you can see all my old streams there, because Twitch doesn't keep all of them, you know. But let's see here. I think we can use the carpet like right here.
There's not enough. You can't. There. You can. You.
I thought there was. Maybe we didn't do it enough yet.
You don't. You.
Huh. It talks about there being enough room. Let me see if here there's enough room.
You. There's not enough room. There's. You have come upon a quick.
Fucking dwarf. The little dwarf was trying to steal my shit. Ah, okay, there's enough room.
You unroll the magic carpet, lay it on the ground, and sit on it. The carpet begins to rise skyward.
Magic carpet, baby, from Aladdin.
As you ascend higher, you realize that the carpet is beyond your control. It glides through the air on a seemingly predetermined course.
Hell yeah. Misty Mountain top. Got a little snaky poo.
A snake blocks your path to the east. It appears to be about 10 feet long and is coiled up, ready to strike.
Dang, what are we gonna do? Well, the necklace, we can swing it back and forth to hypnotize it.
You dangle the shimmering opal in front of the snake. It soon falls hypnotized in typical snake fashion. It's too dark.
Got another cave here.
You reach into the cavity and feel around. What is this? You've discovered a button hidden
A
inside
button?
the rock. You press it and wait to see what happens next.
What's up, dude? It's the dude from Heroes Quest.
A man stands beside you. He appears to be somewhat of an adventurer, much like yourself.
Greetings. I am King Graham of Daventry.
The newcomer nods in greeting. Without a word, he respectfully appraises you. You notice about him the manner of one who has only recently learnt the meaning of heroism.
From where do you hail, good sir?
The man opens his mouth to answer, but then pauses to consider that question. Evidently deciding that irrelevant exposition would serve neither party, he casually gestures to the hole in the rock behind him.
Might I inquire something of your identity?
After a brief search of his own person, the man pulls out a scroll card and hands it to you. You unroll it, and it reads, "Having fulfilled the requirements in accordance with the statutes of the famous Adventurers Correspondence School, the bearer
Spielberg.
is a qualified would-be hero." The man also shows you a medallion. Upon it are the words, "Hero of Spielberg." You reverently return the scroll to the man.
You don't say much, do you?
With a sigh of resignation, the man shakes his head silently.
Surely you might speak to me of your adventures.
The man becomes quite enthused about the prospect of relating his most recent adventure to you. Just as he is about to speak, however, you notice something on the ground that the man must have dropped. You retrieve the paper. It appears to be a scroll. Upon it is some writing. Disclaimer, you have just witnessed a rather shameless plug for the remake of Quest for Glory 2 Trial by Fire by the entities of AGD Interactive. Available now. As you read the writing, the words are ingrained in your mind. The scroll disappears.
Oh my god. That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
You approach the workbench for a closer look. The ancient book bears the title, Ye Old Book of Enchantments, Causes and Cures. It looks very old and has been propped up on a pedestal. You flip through the book entitled, Ye Old Book of Enchantments, Causes and Cures. The first half contains a list of enchantments. These do not interest you, as you have no desire to inflict inconvenience upon others. However, the Cures section does capture your curiosity. While browsing, you spy a promising paragraph.
Emerald, okay. A yellow plant, a blue mineral. With a white feather, perfectly clear crystal, and recite, heed now these words, crystal, perfect. Green is thy hue, restore, correct. Guard well my form, preserve, protect. Well, it'll tell us
This
here.
is the sword of the first king of Daventry. It dates back almost 1,000 years and has been passed down from king to king since that time. Try not to damage it. A magnificent clear crystal is embedded within its hilt.
Well, that's what they need us to use,
It
and
appears to be an ordinary fence picket. Its pointed end reminds you of a stake. You handle the earrings, noting
okay, so we can use that on the
you
sword.
managed to dislodge the crystal that had been set within the hilt of the sword almost a millennium ago. You feel a tinge of guilt and wonder what all the past monarchs of Daventry would say if they saw you damaging ancient crown property. It's not time.
Okay, alright. Well, let's see here. We have earrings.
You can't. You toss the
Earrings go in the beaker and
You
the
toss
flower.
the sickly yellow flower into the beaker.
And then we can spark the flint.
You strike the blade of your sword. You watch, fascinated, as the two unlikely objects melt under the heat of the magical flame.
Okay, so now we can do the diamond, the crystal.
Somehow the mixture looks...
Okay, we gotta feather it. We gotta stir it with the feather.
You stir the mixture carefully with the white feather. You drop the crystal in and watch, amazed, as the green liquid slowly seeps into it.
Heed now these words. Crystal, perfect. Green is thy hue. Restore, correct. Guard well my form. Preserve, protect.
You recite the words correctly, line for line, and sure enough, only a brilliant emerald remains in the glass beaker. You quickly blow the flame out so as not to overheat the emerald and cause damage to it. Picking it up gingerly, you're amazed that the emerald took virtually no time at all to cool. A collection of books are stacked side by side on a nearby shelf. Most of the titles are written in a mysterious language that you don't understand, so you suspect that they are about magic. This long staff looks magical in nature. Enchanter's staffs are very powerful objects. You dare not... You have just discovered the gravity of your...
Situation.
As you direct the sun's light through the emerald at the snake, you behold a wondrous transformation. Before you now stands a magnificent winged horse.
Thank you for freeing me. A horrid enchanter transformed me into that legless thing after I refused to be his steed.
That was quite a gamble, to refuse an enchanter.
True, but I could not have accepted, even if I had wanted to. For I am a disciple of the Cloud, and can serve no land dweller.
Disciple of the Cloud? What does that mean?
First, tell me of what you seek up here.
You take a deep breath, then explain about the Door of Destiny, the gems of nature, and your present quest to locate the growth gem.
So, you seek the air gem?
Yes, that is right. You know of it?
Most certainly. But you will not be able to reach it by any means available to you or any of your kind. I would gladly take you to it, but alas, the enchanter took and hid from me my bridle. Without it, we could search for 1,000 years and still never find the Cloud Spirit.
Where did he hide your bridle?
I do not know. Perhaps a clue may be found in that blackguard's abode behind me.
What is this spirit you speak of?
The essence of what you seek. It passes through us as we grow, all through our lives, though few are ever aware of it. You will know soon enough when I take you to it.
Why do you choose to serve this Cloud Spirit?
It is my destiny, and I must fulfill it, just as you must fulfill yours.
I was not aware that I had one.
All of us have a destiny. Some are predestined, others are determined by choice.
Yeah, we could, man. How about Fallout 76 in 4 fucking hours? Yeah, Fallout! I'm so excited. It's not even 4 hours. It's less than 3 hours, dude. You should get Fallout 76 and get that shit downloaded right now.
You don't have anything else.
Okay. We could also play Red Dead 2, but I don't think you run PS4. You run Xbox, don't you? Because Red Dead 2 online should be coming out at some point.
A number of candles and dimly lit hanging lanterns adorn this small
Fallout
cave.
76?
They do not aid your vision much.
Fallout 76 or Red Dead Redemption 2?
Sunlight enters from outside the cave entrance, providing adequate illumination for you to see by. Some incredibly valuable furniture has been placed here. You wonder how it is protected against the elements, as there are no obvious means of sealing the cave. A collection of books are stacked side by side on a nearby shelf. Most of the titles are written in a mysterious language that you don't understand, so you suspect that they are about magic. You notice that some writing has been engraved into the wall.
Dude, you don't know about Fallout? Okay, looks like Hot Sauce is done streaming, so we're gonna go Sporty Tursa. We gotta say hi to Duty Beard real quick.
Yo, it was so great meeting you at TwitchCon. Man, it was so fun. Oh, what the shit? I might want to, if we can launch, I love you, Moss Liege. If we can launch our real deal clothing line by next TwitchCon, then I might pull up a Creative Corner booth and sell shirts there. We'll see. Holy G-Spot. G-Spot's alright. G-Spot's alright. Here, let's go somewhere where there's people.
Alright, so Duty Beard, hi. Let's go do Sporty Tursa. Sporty's. In Rove Stones, that number 6, half and a pair from Left Do Pick.
How's Doki Doki going?
Alright, so from Left Do Pick, quell then my spell, avoid the tricks. Okay, so oh, that's so cool that you got a shirt. That's awesome. Yeah, so another streamer on your list is currently playing Fallout 76 because they are probably like further east than I am. I would guess. So Fallout 76 doesn't come out for me here for like 3 more hours. Actually, I don't think they should be able to play Fallout 76. Right? No. Yeah. They're just further east. Like Australians, Europe. Australians, Europe should be able to play it. I don't think East Coast shouldn't be able to play it yet. I have until 10 o'clock. So I have almost 3 hours. So that means the East Coast wouldn't be able to play it just yet. Because we have Central and Eastern. So East Coast can play it like in 40 minutes. Well, the beta is not open. The way that Fallout 76 is that it's only online, okay? Fallout 76 is only online. There is no single player. There is not a single player story to play where you play offline. You have to play online. The beta, the way that they did the beta was if you pre-ordered the game, you got access to the beta. That's all you needed to do. So I pre-ordered the beta through Bethesda's website. It's not through Steam. It's not through fucking Best Buy, GameStop, nothing like that. You go straight to Bethesda's website. You pre-order the game. You get access to the beta. I didn't do any of the beta stuff because they only brought the servers up online at certain times. So they probably had like 6 different days where you could do the beta that were like probably like 3 or so weeks leading up to now, leading up to today. But the game officially releases tomorrow. But it releases tomorrow, which is midnight. But the midnight that they're using is Eastern. They're using Eastern times midnight, which means Eastern time midnight means that we actually get access to it at 10 p.m. And Western time, it's not Western time, it's Pacific time. Jesus Christ. Pacific time gets it at, I'm like, Western? It's west of us. The Pacific time zone gets it at 9 p.m. We get it at 10. Central is at 11. And then Eastern is midnight tomorrow, right? You know, so we should be able to play it at 10. But the point is it's only online. And so you play with other people. It's actually, there's a lot of really weird things about the game that they changed up a lot. And so some people are fucking loving it. Some people are not loving it. Some people are like out and they don't understand. They're kind of like, I don't know. For me, yeah, dude, it'd be awesome if you got it, man. It'd be fun as fuck to play. But what were you saying? All the Fallout games you play for like 2 weeks straight, then you stop playing, come back, forget where I was, need to restart, rinse, repeat. Well, yeah, there's no storyline on this game, as far as like a main quest line. There's story. There's all kinds of content, like stories, things to explore, and you get to go around and you get quests, I guess, from like NPCs and shit that are like a computer terminal or a robot. If there is a human in the game, it is a player. There are no human NPCs. All the NPCs are other races / creatures or like a computer and shit. Like AI. So, and I guess you can do like stores and shit. Some of them are ran by like AI and stuff. And then, otherwise it's pretty much like you can barter and trade with other people. So it's going to be really fucking weird. It's going to be really fucking weird. It's like one of the weirdest things that I've heard as far as like a big ass mainstream game, because it's not an MMO. It's not an MMO at all.
The engraving on the wall reads, "In row of stones that number 6, half and a pair from left do pick. Quell then my spell, avoid the tricks."
So now we have to like wait around for the enchanter to show up. So that's why I'm trying to beat this game and then Leisure Suit Larry before 3 hours from now. I don't think I'll be able to do it. I still have at least an hour on this game. And I was actually hoping to take a little bit of a break in between when I beat this game and when Fallout comes out, because I want to eat dinner. Because I ain't going to be doing nothing, but I'm going to be holding in my pee playing Fallout 76, man. I'm telling you. I'm going to be enjoying myself. But yeah, I can't wait. Red Dead Redemption 2 will be cool to see what the online is like. But I'm not in love 100% yet with Red Dead either. I never played Red Dead Revolver. I played Red Dead Redemption 1 and it was okay, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is okay, but number 1, it's probably the prettiest game I've ever played in my life. Number 2, it's probably the most realistic game I've ever played in my life. It is potentially the biggest game I've ever played in my life, minus like Just Cause. But I think Just Cause is big for like no fucking reason. Like when I've played, I only played Just Cause 2, but I think I also have Just Cause 3. And Just Cause 2, like, it was just like wash, rinse, repeat of like the exact same play style. Where I would get in a fucking helicopter and I would just beat the piss out of some base somewhere until I got 100% completion.
Uh-oh, the enchanter has caught you in his lair. He twirls his hands, aims them at you, and then utters some words under his breath. You feel a tingling sensation all over your body as the enchantment attempts to transform you into whatever the enchanter has fancied. At the same time, you also feel the comforting energy of the emerald shielding you. The enchanter's twisted smile turns downwards. He scowls at you. There is a look of panic on the man's face. He does not dare breathe.
I hereby order you to depart from Kalima forever, never to trouble its citizens again, lest you earn the fullness of my wrath.
The enchanter looks baffled. You sigh inwardly and try again.
Leave. If you come back, then you will get it.
The enchanter nods frantically, as much as he can without cutting his own neck on your sword edge. He gestures quickly with his hands.
Red Dead is such a slow pace as well. Like, the game forces you to play it slowly. Oh, wow, he took all his shit. The game forces you to play it slowly. Because you can't, like, the fast travel really doesn't work like fast travel in any other game.
There's not enough.
Oh, try walking in front of the rocks? Jesus Christ, it kind of tells you everything, huh? The fast travel doesn't work in Red Dead 2 like it does in like every other game ever.
Lay it on the ground and sit on it. The carpet rises into the air again.
The fast travel in Red Dead 2 is like you got to take a stagecoach.
The carpet begins to descend.
Which is only in certain areas. You got to take a train, which is only in certain areas. Or you can one-way fast travel from your camp. But after you spend a bunch of money to pimp out your camp. So, the fast travel in Red Dead 2 is not like Skyrim, you know, Elder Scrolls fast travel. It's like, nope, everywhere you go, you got like a 5-minute fucking horse ride, and then there's going to be like 2 to 3 distractions on your way.
Gray.
There's going to be like 2 to 3 different distractions on your way. And it's,
Six spherical stone.
Oh, yeah, there we go. We had to use... We got to use the emerald or whatever on the shit now. What was it? This one?
You bend over and hold the emerald above the... Incredible. The rock has transformed into a silver-studded bridle.
Bink.
You see a leather
Bink.
You take the bridle.
Okay. But, you know, and like the horses, like I could give a fuck about the horses. The horses, like, I can barely tell a difference between them. Like, it's so different than, like, Rockstar's other big game, Grand Theft Auto, where all the different vehicles are just so incredibly different, and I can actually, like, kind of role play in them a little bit better, and, you know, the way the bounties work really pissed me off. I don't really like the bounties.
You unroll them.
Like, it tells you, like, to wear a bandana, and then, like, your morality stays where it is, and, like, people don't know who you are. So you should be able to put on a bandana, go to a town you've never been to, fuck some shit up, and then peace out, and they won't know it was you. Nope. Not how that works. Not how that works at all. Instead, like, the bandana barely fucking works. You need to wear, like, different masks at different times, with different outfits at different times, with different horses at different times, in different towns that you've never been to before. It's, like, super realistic.
You could mount the horse.
Like, uber realistic. And that just pisses me off, because guess what? This isn't real life.
You slip the bridle over the horse's head. It whinnies its approval.
But of course I do like the bullet time shit that they do. The Deadeye is awesome. Let's go, fool.
Hold on. This will be a little exhilarating.
The disciple of the cloud gracefully soars high into the sky. You grip the reins tightly and hold on for dear life as he swoops and dips.
Man, I love this game.
After a time,
I love Sierra so much.
Patch of luminous mist. As you pass through it, the horse sets itself down, seemingly on top of a cloud.
It is all right. You can dismount now.
Believing that you have finally lost all sense of reason, you dismount and prepare for a very long drop. And find yourself standing on a cloud.
How is it possible that I can stand upon thin air?
Such are not the questions you should be asking. You have come for the Air Gem, or the Growth Gem as it was once named by the ancients. It has not been termed thus without reason, for one who would have the gem as his own must prove himself grown and thus worthy of it.
Meaning, no disrespect.
Cloud Spirit.
Thank you. You must agree, Cloud Spirit, that I am a man fully grown, thus fulfilling your prerequisite.
A howling wind deafens you momentarily, though you feel nothing on your skin. The Cloud Spirit speaks again, a little more forcefully.
It is not enough that you have grown in body. That much is evident. It must be proven that you have also grown in both mind and soul. So on these shall you be tested.
Tested?
Those who bear the burden of king are expected to possess certain qualities. Your actions will be judged against the weight of these. It shall be seen whether you are deserving of your title. It shall be seen whether you are worthy of the Growth Gem.
After a moment of silence, the Cloud Spirit intones,
Behold your first test.
Okay, this is my first test. Oh, we're up behind the castle.
The mist around you clears, and you find yourself in a familiar place. This is Daventry, and furthermore, you are a child again. A slight dizziness overwhelms you for an instant. How strange, you no longer recall anything past this moment in time. It is as if this is happening again for the first time. Even stranger, you are still vaguely aware that you are undergoing a test of some kind, though for what purpose, you cannot fathom. But look, it is Malvolio, your best friend. The two of you are deeply engrossed in a game of bat and ball.
Ouch!
Uh-oh, that sounds like the king now. What do we do?
You there.
Yes?
Yes? Is that how you address your liege?
No, your Majesty, King Edward, sir. I'm his sire.
Which of you two boys threw that ball? The one that just happened to land on my head?
You summon all your courage and speak up.
Your Majesty, if you please. It was I who hit the ball over the castle wall. It was my fault completely. Please do not punish my friend.
The king eyes you carefully. You wonder if you are now in serious trouble.
I would not punish one for something so trivial. However, I will see you play your game elsewhere, away from here.
Yes, sire.
One more thing, my young fellow. You have demonstrated good character today by taking the blame for your friend. The finest knights in this realm demonstrate their compassion by protecting others, even if that should mean putting themselves at risk. I find that to be a rare quality in the many I meet. When you have grown up, I hope to see you again, perhaps in my service.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Behold your second test.
You feel yourself growing older, more so than before the tests began. Again, dizziness overcomes you, Your memory of the previous test fades, and in its place, your mind is filled with the knowledge of everything that has since come to pass. This includes, unfortunately, the dreadful misfortunes which have plagued Daventry since the coming of the terrible three-headed dragon. To make things worse, your 17-year-old daughter has been demanded as its latest sacrifice. In return, it will not harm the rest of the population until the next demand. You would go forth to destroy the dragon yourself, but you no longer have the heart for such quests. Never have you felt so forlorn, so frail. You fear that given the choice, you would do anything to rectify the situation.
A charming view. No wonder you come here so often.
You. I will see you hanged for this intrusion. Guards! Guards!
Calling them will do you no good. For even if they come, they will find their king speaking to only the air he breathes.
A pox on thee! Who are you?
My name, my true name, has been heard by none for an eye on a millennium. It is enough that you know me as the Father.
Then say what you have come to say and be gone.
You never were one for small talk.
This is the devil.
You cursed my family. As a result, that dragon is now loose upon the land, and one of my children was kidnapped.
Now that is not quite the truth.
Do you deny your involvement?
Not at all. It is just that you have omitted some.
Speak.
Very well.
You cannot believe what you have just heard. This vile creature has caused untold misery throughout your land for nearly 18 years and has now infiltrated your castle just to ask that you hand over your authority.
Is that what this is all?
What would I want with a puny little kingdom when in a few short years it is an essential part of my plan? Without it, my efforts to prepare for the
If you need it that badly, you could have just taken it. You had plenty of...
Are you completely ignorant of the legends of your predecessors?
If you think for...
Before you speak further, consider this. In exchange for what I ask, I shall lift my curse and all that it entails from you and your blighted land. You shall have both it and your family restored in full. Minus your title, naturally.
Your mind reels at these words. For almost 2 decades, a countless number of innocent people have suffered under the afflictions Daventry has had to endure. So many more people would continue to suffer indefinitely, notwithstanding the pain you feel over your own family's misfortune. With a simple statement, you could put an end to it all. You dive forward, swinging your fist at the man to hit him. To your astonishment, your hand passes right through his face.
Did you think I would be so foolish as to come unprepared this time? I learned my lesson well.
Oh, see?
To give you my crown would signify a change of leadership, so says the law of this land. It also says that the crown is to be worn only by those with the highest regard and intent for Daventry. So, to give it to such a vile being as you would betray the honor and memory of all the past kings who have worn it. No, I will not do it.
Not even for the sake of your family?
There are some principles for which even one's family must be sacrificed.
The man appraises you as a scientist would a unique specimen.
What an intriguing set of morals you have, King Graham. I almost look forward to the time when you will put aside your obligations here and seek me out. I have foreseen that we shall meet again.
Behold your third test.
Once again, you feel yourself age. You are many years older now, though still, thankfully, King of Daventry. As before, the knowledge of the previous test ebbs from your mind. This time, many years have passed. Your children, once heirs to your throne, have forged their own paths in other kingdoms. Fortunately, chance has seen fit to fill the vacuum. Following the restoration of the Mask of Eternity, Daventry now has a new champion.
How do you feel?
I am deeply honored, sire.
All right. Now, how do you really feel?
Scared out of my wits, sire.
You smile and feel the lines in your face stretch. You hope you'll get used to it when the true time comes.
You know what they've been saying about my decision, that is.
The people question my ability to perform the duties when I have another higher obligation. I believe that I can attend to both with the utmost equity.
You do not deny that this obligation may arise at any moment, perhaps taking you away from this country at a time of great need?
Of course not, sire. But I shall deal with that troll, as they say, when I cross that bridge.
And there is the matter of you not being of royal birth. That does not sit comfortably with some of the nobles.
The qualities of truth, light, and order can shine from even the most impoverished of souls. Nobility is defined through one's actions, not one's lineage, Your Majesty.
You cannot help but smirk. For a man who had once lived as a peasant, he speaks extremely well.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to knight him.
Kneel. Your sword. By virtue of your bravery, loyalty, and good conscience, I have chosen you to be my first knight. Thus you are my successor and heir to this throne. Arise, Sir Connor of Daventry.
In an instant, you find yourself standing before the Cloud Spirit once more. You also notice that it is starting to get dark.
You have demonstrated your sound understanding of compassion, honor, and loyalty. These attributes transcend the mind and speak of the soul within you. Growth continues unabated throughout the lives of all living things. You have grown much, learnt a great deal, and will continue to grow in all ways. You are judged worthy of the Heir and Growth Gem.
You take the Growth Gem. As you feel the knowledge of the last test fade from your mind, the cloud beneath your feet begins to evaporate. Finally, your flight comes to an end. You hope that it will be...
Where would you like me to land?
On the ground would be fine.
Take this sugar cube. It will protect against the poisonous growth of this land. Fare thee well.
You notice you have lost a few things during your descent. Mostly all that paper you were carrying. You are not concerned, though, as long as you don't get into trouble for littering. As dusk sets in and the pallid moon rises above the darkened horizon, you recall the Door of Destiny's words regarding the third gym, through swampy mire, in lone dark castle. Then you remember the great Neptune's disquiet reluctance to speak of Kalima's lord. You sense a growing unease that this final gem may not be the easiest to acquire.
Gotta do a quick little Instagram post. Not really. Okay. There we go. Instagram posted it. Oh, okay. We're probably not gonna. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be able to finish this before, but whatever. Well, now that it's nighttime, we know that they actually are open from dusk till dawn, so that means that we can actually go to the church at night.
Finding the door unlocked and unbarred, you enter the church.
Okay. Okay, so gotta pray at the altar. Come on now.
Humbled, you kneel down to pray. You rise again after a few moments.
Sporty Tursa
The
rocking
monk
the
stirs, stands,
Fortnite.
and turns to face you.
Father, I go now to a place of darkness. While I am stout of heart, the path laid down before me is unclear. I seek only the knowledge that my passage be illuminated by heavenly favor, and a prayer that I may make it through.
The monk gives you a reassuring smile and pats you on the shoulder. He then lifts a silver cross from around his neck and places it in your hands.
Thank you.
You are welcome, my child.
You can talk?
Of course.
I thought monks were forbidden from speaking.
Not all churches follow the same rules, and this church is quite unique.
Really? How so?
The monk just smiles placidly at you.
About this crucifix.
I believe you will find the cross to be of immense value. It has come to us at a huge price.
It was expensive?
I mean that it has cost us more than any value to be in possession of it.
If I may ask, why is it that you only open the church at dusk?
We find the late hours more favorable.
Well, surely then you would not have many in your congregation.
Yes, that is true.
What do you know of the Count?
Only that he is a heathen, a blasphemer. You serve God well by going there, my child. Bless you.
The monk smiles at you, turns back to the altar, kneels, and resumes his prayers. You notice a Bible.
Let's get that Bible.
You look over the Bible, which appears to be many decades old. You open it and find that an otherwise blank page at the front has been written on. It is dated over 20 years ago. You return the Bible to where you found it. You pick up the fallen page and read it. The words appear to have been written recently. Spiders earnest with spindly eight, spin webs with negligible weight. You read spiders earnest with spindly eight, spin webs with negligible weight. You read the spiders earnest with spindly eight, spin webs with negligible weight. It is a shiny silver cross dangling from a silver chain. You place the silver cross. Without warning, a pair of wolves dart out of the dark forest and dash towards you. For a minute there, you thought those wolves were going to attack. Curious as to why they didn't, you decide to follow them.
The church is full of werewolves?
You see the monk standing alone outside the church. Then you notice the two wolves approaching him. You are about to yell a warning to the monk, but the words die in your throat as the man steps forward and pats the wolves' heads.
No, my brothers. He will go to the heathen's abode. What if he does not? Then, my brothers, we will complete the task.
You quickly move away from the church, your heart racing faster with every step. You have a good idea now what will happen once the moon comes out in full, and you do not want to be anywhere near here when it does. One thing's for sure, you're not getting married in that church.
I love it. because it's nighttime. Granny's home
The
again.
door of the
Oh, sir, have you seen my little granddaughter? She begged.
You hear the sound of a child. As you approach, you recognize the child. It is Possum. You see the little girl crying.
Are you all right? What happened?
I went into town to buy some chicken soup for my grandma. I always try to reach home before dark, but this eve I lost my way and was attacked.
Attacked?
No.
For a moment, you're...
Listen, I'm going to try to find this dwarf that you say stole your food. You get back.
Possum nods. You rap on the treehouse. You watch as a little man runs out of the door, which has been built into a tree. You surmise that you have found... Finding the door ajar. You grab the handle of the bubbling pot of chicken soup. You take it with you. Upon opening the trunk, you find a number of... Among them are some gold coins. They display the You close... The door is all...
Welcome.
The pot contains chicken. You place the now cold chicken soup over the crackling fire once more. After it heats up to... You offer the soup to Possum's grandma. Introduce her. When she is finished, she sets the empty...
If you would like to speak with me for a while, I would welcome.
You can't help but feel a sense of fun.
You must have something in return for your kindness. You don't have... Look under the bed. You should...
It is a simple yet the small... You peer under the bed and find a thick black cloak. Lying atop it is a beautiful ruby-encrusted ring. You pick both up with reverence.
I could not possibly...
Oh, please. I want you to have some nights in
As you wish. You have a charming...
Grandma
She is a treasure to me.
If I may inquire...
Grandma frowns, and her eyes dark.
They were lost to us many years ago.
It must have been a daunting task raising the child.
At my age, I am certain. I have tried to raise her as best I could to keep her safe.
If you please, I was hoping...
The old woman closes.
They were my husband. His family had been rich. A great deal of old money, you might say. They lived in that castle you might have seen to the north. Its location upon that island is evidence of how much they valued. He was a good man, my husband. He took care of me. Certainly he had his strange habits. I suspect that he would frequently journey afar. He said that it represented something important to a certain group of people, and that I was never to mention it to anyone. But he was always there for me, always, until that fateful night. We had been married just over a year, and I was heavy with child. We were both out walking in the weirwood forest late one night. The air was warm, and in our youth we paid little attention to the world and its many dangers. Besides, there was a full moon. We could see clearly enough. A shadow passed over us. We looked up, thinking it might have been a stray cloud. It was not. Descending upon us like a demon was the largest, most hideous bat I had ever seen. Its fangs were bared, and it dove straight for me. I must have screamed. My husband flung himself in front of me to protect me. He swung his arms about frantically in hopes of warding the horrid thing away. Perhaps he was trying to cast a spell, but could not recall how in his panic. It paid him no heed and would not be deterred. It swooped again and again, relentlessly. At one point, my husband's hand must have clipped the bat's wing because it lost control and crashed into his shoulder. He tried to wrest the foul creature away, but then he shrieked suddenly. The horrid thing had bitten him. He never did recover from that incident. He just faded with each passing hour. Within 2 days of the attack, my husband had died. We buried him on his family's plantation on the island. Sometimes when I sleep, I can...
The old lady seems to be
I miss...
Telling the story has clearly taken a great deal out of her. You watch the old woman a moment and notice her labored breathing.
Sister Agatha, my dear, tell me you have good news.
The king has arrived in Kalima, father.
That is not what I meant.
Yes. Well, he appears to be quite resourceful. It seems his reputation was not totally exaggerated.
He's still alive?
For now. But that will change soon, I think. The king has discovered that one of the gems he seeks is in the possession of a colleague of ours. Do you remember? Kaldor.
Yes. Is he still trustworthy?
Totally. Still sharp, and there's no questioning his loyalty. My humblest apologies, father, but would it not have been simpler for you to have dealt with Graham personally?
Fool! Imagine the ensuing chaos where Daventry's king murdered in his own land. How then would I be able to search for the item?
I see.
Failure is not an option.
Understood, father.
Keep me informed, preferably of good King Graham's death.
Aw, man. Alright.
With a flourish, you fling the black. You are now where.
Swamp Thing. Ba 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 ba. Alright.
You read the spider's earnest with. You feel the poisonous water seeping into your skin. It's potent.
Okay.
You feel the poisonous water
Motherfucker,
seeping
really?
into your skin.
I'm fucking up something here. Okay.
You read spiders earnest with spindly 8, spin webs with negligible weight. You read spiders earnest
reading
with
the wrong
spindly
thing
8, spin webs with negligible weight.
Damn it.
You read the Bible page again. Spiders earnest with spindly 8, spin webs with negligible weight.
Let's try this shit again.
Boatman, I need passage. I said...
I heard. The ghoul's voice chills you to the bone. It speaks with a deep, resonating bitterness. You cannot make out a great deal of its face, but what you can see has the hairs on the back of your neck standing on end.
In life, I long ago was my untied. Let it you pit.
May I cry?
You have this I know. You should be warned. Never has this lad known, but his fate has long since been decided. Down a dark path he now treads.
You freeze. Neither the Door of Destiny nor Neptune mention this.
If I may ask, Sir Boatman, how did...
No, the ground you...
How did it come to be?
A score of years passed after the Master died, and a great morass opened up, covering the...
The Count has...
It is believed...
Ah.
The boatman...
You gotta pay to cross the river Styx. That's kind of what they're referencing here, you know? Uh-oh, Sporty Terse is done.
The shrouded ghoul paddles across the toxic lake to the shore on the other side.
Duty Beard is playing Fortnite. Alright.
It's you, King Graham of... The shrouded ghoul looks very frightening. His hands are little more than... The thorns and bramble... After swallowing the magic sugar, it would be safer... The sharp thorns brush against your skin. However, instead... Susanna Somnia, 1195 to 1265. He had put her to bed after she'd had supper, but forgot next morning to stir and wake up her. Lord Herbert and Lady Lillian, 1646 to 1668, loving parents of Anastasia, beloved son and daughter-in-law of Count Caldor and Countess Lavidia, our enemies be warned, their untimely deaths shall be avenged. Lord Herbert and Lord As you approach the ghosts wearing the black The main entrance to the castle is a set of heavy wooden doors. Having an idea, you push the crucifix into the cross shape. You push the heavy wooden door open. The moment you enter the great hall of the castle, you begin shivering, as if creeping around this huge castle was not enough. Knowing full well that an undead creature resides here would unnerve even the most stout-hearted.
Get shit. It's time to get our shit.
The portraits on the wall depict the couple who once lived here. They look young and proud. Behind the mask of apathy that comes with aristocracy, there's a certain kindness in their eyes. The portraits on the wall depict the couple who once...
Okay, fine.
You take the There's no need. You hold your candle up to the blaze. The staircase beyond is very dark. You are pleased your adventuring clothes and hat still fit. You test the strength of your stomach muscles by performing an impressive... You remove the... the lid of the beautiful... Nervously, you lift the heavy lid of the elegant coffin. You peek into its red satin interior. The coffin is unoccupied, and you feel relief wash over you. As you prepare to look inside the coffin,
King Graham, I presume.
You turn on your heel. There, blocking the only exit from this dismal room, stands the Count. His skin is pale, his eyes jet black. He wears a black cloak nearly identical to the one that you possess.
You know me?
Ah, yes indeed. Sister Hagatha alerted me to your arrival, dear king.
The Count is tall and elegantly dressed with a black cloak around him. Desperate to stall for time.
Sister Hagatha, you say? Who is she?
The Count regards you with a suspicion.
Though I suspect you already know the answer, Hagatha is a charming mage who does as she pleases in this land.
Strange. I was not aware a new ruler had been elected.
Do not be foolish. Hagatha has no interest in the politics of... No. At present...
The Count no longer... In an instant, you are flat against the wall. The Count has you pinned so well you can't move a muscle, much less put up a defense. You can feel the Count's iron-cold hand. With difficulty, you manage to loosen the ruby ring from your finger and drop it to the floor. The Count's eyes dart to it quickly, then flash angrily back to you.
Where did you get that?
The elderly woman who lives in a house to the south of here, near the beach. She gave it to me for helping her.
The Count regards you for a moment. His dark eyes bore unendingly into yours, and you feel as if your very soul is bare.
What do you know of her?
She is not well.
I know. Do you think I am not aware of that?
You are sweating profusely. Hopefully this vampire doesn't find the odor appetizing.
Night is the most dangerous of times for my mortal family. I have kept constant vigil over my wife for many years, so that from the darkness, no harm would come to her. When her time comes, we will be together forever.
I think tonight will be the night. I have seen her this very eve. I did what I could to help her, but I do not think it was enough.
As you watch the giant bat fly out of the room, you realize with dread that the Count has confiscated your crucifix. Without it, you are trapped in this castle. Now what are you going to do?
We screwed up. I think we were supposed to do some of that shit first.
Nervously, you lift the heavy lid of the elegant coffin. You peek into its red satin interior. The coffin is unoccupied, and you feel relief wash over you. As you prepare to look inside the coffin,
King Graham, I presume.
you turn on your heel. There, blocking the only exit from this dismal room, stands the Count. His skin is pale, his eyes jet black. He wears a black cloak nearly identical to the one that you possess.
You know me?
Who?
Yes,
The Count?
indeed.
The Count's a swell guy? Never mind, he's a dick.
Alerted me to your arrival, dear king.
Desperate to...
Though I do not...
The... In an instant,
Yeah.
you are flat against the wall. The Count has you.
Yeah, I'm
pinned
starting-
so
I'm
well
starting
you
over
can't move
here.
a muscle, much less put up a defense. You can feel the Count.
I was wanting to do the crucifix first on him.
The Count snatches the cross key from you, and to your complete surprise, kisses it. A sarcastic grin flickers on his face for a moment.
God bless Colima.
With difficulty, you manage to loosen the ruby ring from your finger and drop it to the floor. The Count's eyes dart to it quickly, then flash angrily back to you.
Where did you get that?
The elderly woman who lives in a house to the south of here, near the beach.
Man, I'm
She
so
gave it to me.
excited. How did you get a Duty Beard shirt? Did you win a...
Regards you for a moment.
Did you
His
win one of the
dark eyes
giveaways?
bore unendingly into yours, and you feel as if your very soul is bare.
What do you know of her?
She is not well.
I know. Do you think I am not aware of that?
You are sweating profusely. Hopefully, this vampire doesn't find the odor appetizing.
Night is the most dangerous of times for my mortal family. I have kept constant vigil over my wife for many years, so that from the darkness, no harm would come to her. When her time comes, we will be together.
Forever.
I think tonight will be the night. I have seen her this very eve. I did what I could to help her, but I do not think it was enough.
As you watch the giant bat fly out of the room, you remember that the Count confiscated your crucifix. Without it, you are trapped in this castle. Now, what are you going to do? You peer into the ornate coffin. A beautiful satin at long last. The death gem radiates. You breathe deeply, reach out, and take the stone in your hands. It is ice cold.
Sweet! We got the third gem! We got the third gem. Yeah, I won the shirt giveaway from him. So that's how I got my shirt. We'll have to take a picture of us wearing both of our shirts, and then we'll give it to him. I'm gonna go to the gas station, get me like some Mountain Dew and some Twinkies and some fucking Doritos and like some fucking beef jerky. I'm gonna get some badass baller ass chips and salsa. Get some awesome ass food to eat. Some like stupid snack food for the Fallout launch. I'm on my days off. And Fallout is coming, baby. Fallout is coming, baby.
The window looks out onto the island far below. Through
Wish
it,
didn't have
you
class.
see that the bricks of the castle might provide some footholds if you are inclined to go climbing. Seeing no other possible escape route, you climb onto the ledge and carefully lower yourself outside, hoping to find a decent foothold. It is a long way down. You are way
Well, watch me play it and then decide if you want to get it. I've got a few people
Suddenly, you hear a switching noise.
that mentioned, you know, that they would want to see how it is when I play it and if I like it or not. I mean, I'm the king of Fallout as far as
your world turns black.
You know, it's my favorite universe, so I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
Our guest has awoken, my love.
Ah, good evening, dear king. I do not believe we have been properly introduced. I am Count Kaldor, former lord of the realm of Colima. May I present my wife, Countess Lavidia?
A pleasure to see you again.
In gratitude to you for alerting me to my wife's grave condition, I took the liberty of preparing you a dish. I thought you might be hungry after your harrowing adventure at my window. You will forgive us if we do not join you. Our tastes differ from yours.
I got Breath of the Wild and Octopath Traveler for Switch. I don't have a Switch yet. We're still waiting on the donations. But
for some reason you note that you can no longer hear any rats
I got a Wii U, and I got Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, and Twilight Princess.
You shall have all the time that the world has to share to grow accustomed to such things. Well, perhaps 30 years. Should the father locate the item by then, there might not be enough world left for anyone afterwards.
As his father, to do why you frequently went abroad, always with that cloak of yours?
Most certainly. But I think that my
Oh, he went and turned his wife into a vampire? What a cunt.
association has come to a close. My
I love how I'm just eating food over there. My mouth's all eating the fucking chicken.
I wish to repeat that mistake.
You are forgiven, my love.
Their attention, which seemed to have wavered momentarily, now redirects back to you.
Well,
What were you
kill. I had quite clear instructions from Haggard.
But if you are not, as you say,
They both share.
tell us, King Graham.
You take a deep breath, trying to ignore the fact that you are the only one capable of doing so, and relate your story.
Romancing.
Indeed.
Obviously, that was a private joke, as you did not.
On that, I cannot fault you, nor on your intentions here. Therefore, I can forgive the trespassing. However, there is the matter
Gotta
of
get
the
you a...
gem you wish to remove from
I think all you gotta do is have an HDMI cord going out to a capture card, right? I personally, I ran a splitter.
I place a deal before you. I am looking for a magnificent sapphire-encrusted tiara. It is a valuable.
You need an
family
Elgato
heirloom.
capture card,
It
I
has
think.
been on this estate for centuries. This castle and its estate are old, though. I wish to present, if you can find it, and bring it.
You nod, unable to believe that you have virtually
Get
been
an Elgato
away from the
USB
death
capture
store
card.
just so you could
Is
run
what
an
you need to
errand
get.
for a couple of vampires. You do not want to think about the consequences if you fail to meet the deadline.
So, I have until
that.
And if I am...
The Count's eyes...
For your own.
You bravely suppress a shudder.
Pardon my asking, but as the Countess of this...
Yes.
Then how did you come to live in that...
After my husband died, I continued to live in...
Possum.
Yes. Shortly after her birth, however, my...
The Countess looks pained and appears unable to continue.
I apologize if I have caused you to relive your grief.
A vampire cannot truly feel grief, but perhaps my wife's.
Please, if I may know...
They were You have met them?
Your mind reels.
Whoa! Mind blown. Wah wah wah.
Why would the... Oh.
As you have just guessed, the Brotherhood wish an end to the reign of my...
The cross...
Exactly. Stolen from me through stealth. And that the Counts of Colima have all descended from a single bloodline. We have always been partial to... Over the last few decades, the brother... That which I am now was brought about by them. Long have I cursed my ineptitude. I should have used magic to defend...
Do not be so hard on yourself, my dear.
Perhaps. But I should... Then I would have been able to protect our beloved son and his wife, and you would not have been...
It was not so bad a time. Dear little Possum loved it. I hope...
This brotherhood...
They were once. Local folklore would have you believe that Weirwood Forest is a host to certain entities. Spirits of the wild, they are called.
And what of them?
I love it.
believe the monks encountered these spirits. What occurred specifically is beyond anyone's knowledge but their own. But unfortunately, their minds were apparently transformed also. They began to believe they were destined to rule, and since have presented great...
So the danger you face is not a result...
Not at all, dear king, though history will likely reflect such. They do not...
The Count has no... The Count is... There is a leg of... You take the ham from the dining...
Give me that ham, bitch. Yeah, I gotta love it when the game's like, hey, if you forgot how you got here, like, you do the move, you do the movie thing.
You see a young woman sitting on the dusty floor.
I wish I could read this story.
The book tells the story of a young...
The young woman's head snaps up. Her black eyes drill into your own. You get the young woman's lips transform from hungry to...
So you are the guest of my grandfather's house.
Damn
I
it!
was hoping I would meet
This
you.
motherfucker!
The woman is startlingly beautiful, but in an eerie, unnatural...
Oh, my handsome gentleman. You remember?
With a start, you recognize the little girl, Possum, has been transformed complete.
Are you
No, it's just that you... Let me...
Anastasia? Yes, 'twas one of the few things my parents left me before they died. They're probably buried somewhere. What do you...
You explain your so far unsuccessful attempt to locate the tiara. The young woman looks thoughtful for a moment, then suddenly snaps her
Oh,
fingers.
yeah, yeah.
A discarded pile of books shift aside from the floor, and a single black book is revealed underneath.
Yep.
She appraises the black book with indignant incomprehension, then holds it out towards you. You take the book.
I do not suppose that has anything to do...
You open the book and are surprised to discover not pages, but a hollowed-out section in which sits a silver key. The key's handle resembles the shape of a sleeping child. There also appears to be something written on the back cover of the book.
Yes, I thought that might interest you.
You'd be surprised, actually. I once found a magic bowl in the middle of a forest.
The magic bowl that said Phil. Still waiting for my new
Not so
StarCraft
wise
game.
Seeing leprechauns flee from a tiny plant.
I still actually need to go back through and play the original StarCraft on stream, and the Brood War, and then StarCraft 2. That needs to be done at some point. But
In the hollow, you can see that the inside back cover has been... The writing scrawled on the back cover.
bitch, I already read that shit.
She knows what it is. She just gave it to you.
The book contains instructions.
Read it.
You do.
Why, it's the bookcase, silly. It tells you have to I am sure.
What is
Yeah, original was hard, huh?
You will not bother me, seeing as how I am not at all.
Anastasia's face.
If you want, I can make you.
It would have sounded to you like a generous, innocent suggestion from a sweet girl. If... In the hollow, you can see that the inside back... The writing scrawled on the back cover reads, "If treasure you seek, dear to my heart, tales of fiction is where you must start. Find first the beauty with stepsisters too, then visit the huts that the big bad wolf blew. The girl with no flock will usher your way to the little old man who spins gold out of hay. Those two star-crossed lovers shall be your last."
There we go. All right, so fiction. Let's say two. Okay, so it's fiction. If treasure you seek dear to my heart, tales of fiction is where you must start. First, find the beauty with stepsisters 2. That's Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Boom. What?
You become acquainted with the greatest book critic of all time.
Yes, how
do you
the
true?
She knows you have nothing.
Yes,
You'd be surprised.
how
You have no in. In the hot, the rock.
The book.
read
You do.
why you have
What is?
He will not bother me, seeing as how I am not at all appetizing to him. You, on the other hand, would be precisely his cup of tea.
Anastasia's face lights up suddenly.
If you want, I can make you like me. That way, you'd be safe.
It would have sounded to you like a generous, innocent suggestion from a sweet girl if it did not involve large losses of essential bodily fluids on your part. You cannot access.
Find first the beauty. Well, I said Beauty and the Beast. That's wrong. The beauty with stepsisters 2. Isn't that Cinderella? Cinderella's here. Okay, that didn't make no noise. Okay. Then visit the huts that the big bad wolf blew. So that's the three pigs or whatever. Three little pigs. Okay, the girl with no flock will usher your way. The girl with no flock? What the fuck is that? The fuck is the girl with no flock? The girl with... Is that donkey face or whatever? Oh, okay. Little Bo Peep lost her sheep. Okay, so let's find Little Bo Peep. Nailed it. What's up, Winston?